Your creative identity isn't something you discover one day. It's something you reclaim after it's been slowly taken from you. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, where artists of all kinds come to fuel their passion, sharpen their skills, and thrive in their creative lives. I'm your host, Lara Pilcher, life and creativity coach and fellow artist, here to support you on your artistic journey. Whether you're a performer, writer, visual artist, or any kind of artist, this is the space for real talk, practical advice, and inspiring stories. Subscribe and join us each week for more inspiration and actionable insights to fuel your artistry. Let's dive in and get inspired. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. I'm Lara, life and creativity coach, professional performer, and author of Audacious Artistry. And in this episode, it's a core one. Not tactical, not about productivity, posting, or output. This is about identity and why so many artists feel lost, scattered, or disconnected from themselves, even when they're still creating. So if you're a dancer, actor, singer, writer, visual artist, filmmaker, any kind of maker, or someone who once knew who you were creatively and now feels unsure, this episode is for you. Most artists don't lose their identity in one dramatic moment. It erodes slowly through auditions that don't call back, algorithms that reward sameness, feedback that praises output but ignores the soul, life seasons that demand survival over expression. And at first, you adapt. You tell yourself this is just what it takes. You tweak your voice. You soften your edges. You follow what seems to be working for others. And none of this feels wrong at the time. But here's where erosion actually shows up quietly in your thoughts. For example, you open your notebook and you hesitate. You ask, is this even relevant? You start something, then stop because you're not sure who it's for anymore. You might be working, creating, auditioning, showing up, but internally something feels just unsteady. And you don't say, I've lost my creative identity. You say things like, I don't enjoy this anymore, or I just feel disconnected, or I don't know what I want to say anymore, or I used to feel clearer than this. This is a key moment because this is the moment many artists mistake this for laziness or burnout or failure, but it's not. It's actually identity erosion, and it happens when your sense of self as an artist slowly becomes dependent. Wait for it, becomes dependent on response instead of authorship. So the truth is that most artists are never taught is that identity as an artist cannot be built on response. It actually collapses under it. From a psychological perspective, when creative identity is externally regulated, which is what so many artists are doing on the daily, meaning it depends on feedback, approval, yes or outcome, gatekeepers, opening doors, people approving, likes, the nervous system never fully settles. You stay braced. You're always scanning. Did it land? Did they like it? Should I change it? What do you think? Even on days when things go well, there's no rest, because now you have to maintain the version of you that was approved. This is why validation feels good, but it's never grounding. And this isn't because artists are fragile. It's because many were trained explicitly or implicitly, externally or internally, to believe talent must be proven, worth must be earned, identity arrives after success. But identity doesn't arrive after recognition. I can testify to that because I've tried. Recognition only stabilizes what was already claimed. Recognition, that is the word we say, making it, only stabilizes what was already claimed. Let me say it another way. If you don't know who you are creatively before the applause won't help you afterwards. It actually just raises the stakes. This is why artists can be deeply accomplished and still feel hollow, why progress doesn't always bring peace, and why more visibility sometimes increases your anxiety instead of your confidence, because identity was outsourced to others. Creative identity isn't found. It's reclaimed. You reclaim it when you stop asking, "Am I allowed?" and start asking, "What do I stand for?" even if no one responds. Now, this doesn't mean you stop caring about excellence. It doesn't mean you stop wanting success. And it doesn't mean outcome suddenly doesn't matter. What it means is this: outcome no longer gets to define who you are. I remember this moment in my life where it suddenly landed. And it was after a 25-year, maybe 20-year career. And suddenly I went, oh my goodness, I'm already enough. There was a particular moment I was in a room listening to artists who were all looking at videos of their work, talking about themselves. And I dialed back and thought, this is what I'm like. I'm always talking about myself. I'm always looking at my own work. I am always hungry for validation. And when I'm around other artists, it seems to be worse because we're all doing it and none of us see that we're doing it. And suddenly, as the educator in this space, I realized I don't want to do that anymore because these students are all searching for what you've already done. And yet, I'm still questioning if I've done enough. Do you see what's happening here? And I realized you've already done enough. You already are enough. So outcome no longer gets to define who you are. Reclaiming authorship, which is the writer of your own book, your own story. It's a metaphor, not a literal book. Although for some of you, yes, of course. But reclaiming authorship looks like creating from internal alignment, not external pressure, letting seasons change without letting your identity as an artist collapse, staying rooted even when feedback is inconsistent or absent, feedback whether good or bad. And this is important because reclaiming identity doesn't make you passive, it actually makes you steadier and a nicer person to be around. Artists who know who they are take better risks. They recover faster from rejection. And, my friends, they don't disappear when momentum slows. Because they're no longer asking the world to tell them who they are. They've already decided, I am living in this place. It is wonderful. And I don't need another job to tell me who I am. I am in it. And this is why I want you to get this. So this week, for your creative spark, which is the challenge I set in every episode if you're new here as a coach, this week, write one sentence and finish it honestly. This is the sentence. I am an artist who stands for, honestly finish it. No polishing, no posting, no one's meant to see it. Just be authentic, be honest. Finish this sentence. I am an artist who stands for. And there may be many more things you want to say if words start to flow. And please don't judge your sentence. It might come to you later, sure, but just write something, even if it's one thing, because where we get stuck is when we try to summarize ourselves in one sentence, and you might have 20, but just do at least one. Knowing that it's not all inclusive, just one. Right, if today's episode stirred something, that is great. Reclaiming identity isn't loud. It's steady, and it's the foundation beneath everything else you're building. Make sure that you follow Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artists so you don't miss what's coming next. And we're continuing this identity thread in the weeks ahead. Before you go, I want to leave you with 2 next steps, especially if this episode resonated. First, my upcoming book is called Audacious Artistry, Reclaim Your Creative Identity and Thrive in a Saturated World. And I wrote it for artists who have been burned out or have slowly lost their footing, or artists who are still creating but don't feel as anchored in who they are anymore, or just want to continue to improve and show up as the full version of themselves, even in seasons of thriving. So this book goes deeper into everything that we have explored today: identity erosion, authorship, and how to stay rooted in yourself and who you are as an artist over the long term. You can order it now at larabiancapilcher.com/book and get the absolutely free group study. Gather some friends around you and make it part of your year to do an artist circle and do the coaching and work that is outlined in the book at the end of each chapter. It's a framework for you to do in a community. Also, while you're at my website, go to larabiancapilcher.com/masterclass and you can download a free 30-minute coaching masterclass that you can watch on demand. It's a video. You'll need a pen and paper and you can do some reflection. And it's lovely to do in a group or do it alone to just help yourself recalibrate and get ready for the year ahead. Thank you for being here and for doing the quiet work of reclaiming who you are. Subscribe, share, follow, like, leave a review. It would mean the world to me. And I'm with you on the journey, friends. I'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an inspiring conversation or actionable insight. You can read the show notes and learn more at larabiancapilcher.com. And be sure to share this episode with fellow artists who could use a little extra inspiration. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember, your artistry matters.